He's actually a famous comedian. I'm just talking shit about famous people, but yeah.
Jay Light?
Yeah, Jay Light. He's
Never
pretty
heard
fun.
of him,
Denver. He's from Denver, Colorado.
No.
Big guy, dude. He's pretty
Shout
sick.
out. What's his name?
Who?
What's his name?
Who?
We were just talking?
Jay Light.
Jay Light. Shout out Jay Light.
Jay Light, bro. I'll put him in the comment section.
Shout out Daylight.
Boom, dude. That's it. We're live.
I like how you always start out with that.
Right.
You're like, well, hey, check this out. Boom. And every time people are like, oh, that's pretty fucking legit.
Yeah, because
it is cool.
Yeah,
too.
they get the idea. It's like, oh, you got to make it your own way, right?
Well, it's pretty, dude. You do have the tech skills, the tech savvy,
We're getting some shit together.
tech god skills.
We're getting a bunch of shit together.
Getting all this shit together, bro.
What's up, everybody? We're back on the MuseMe TV podcast. Here, hanging out with my boy Niko. What's up, Niko?
Hello, everybody.
Just random bullshit.
It's on a Friday night.
I know, right? We're just like, we're gonna plan this a little ahead of time. We're just like, fuck it, let's just do it.
Late night comics podcast on a Friday night.
Because
I brought my good shirt, so I'm gonna have to. I forgot to take my jacket off. I brought my good shirts.
At least a couple bits that he can go ahead and punch off.
Right.
But yeah, man, thank you everybody for joining. We're here hanging
Thank you.
out. MuseMe TV.
Thank you.
We actually got quite a bit to talk about. We are actually going to start doing a Kill Style Tony event.
Kill Tony style.
Yeah, Kill Tony style. Because it's not it's not going to be live yet. Maybe we can work to that.
Oh yeah.
But right now we're going to just record it and it could be put out there. I like the ambition, dude. You're pushing yourself out there. Like you really want to get shit going, dude. You're not just like, oh, I'll do one show, blah. Maybe wait a couple months, do another show, blah blah.
Well, bro, there's definitely an addiction to it, to putting on a show, a successful show.
Yeah, did you feel
know
it?
what I mean?
How did it feel? Tell
Dude,
us.
I woke up the next morning with a sense of relief because it was a successful show, and then I didn't have to worry about it anymore. And we had a standing room only at my first show,
Yep.
which we recorded thanks to On Hell.
It was good, man. It was sick.
And now we have Niko's, thanks to Sarah Kennedy for the name suggestion of Niko's 505 comedy mixtape. So we're just showcasing the best comics from around Albuquerque, and we have another show this weekend. And yeah, I mean, for me, if I were to wait to get booked on other people's shows, I've done 2 in my 3-month career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I were to wait, it's going to take like forever, you know what I mean, to get any traction.
Yeah, you're feeling like you're left out. Because, I mean, there's even sometimes where I'm just like, whoa, how did that guy get on the show? Yeah, and he barely started. Like,
well, and some people definitely do. That's the thing, too. Some people have a natural talent for it and others don't. You know what I mean?
I think at some point, too, it's favoritism.
Well, yeah.
That's what it is, too.
Well, it's a lot of politics that we're learning about
That's true.
by putting on shows and seeing who's getting upset. Shout out to the long-time comics that have been doing it.
I mean,
for years and years and are professionals and are worried about the up-and-comers.
doing what? Yeah. Do you think that's what it is, though? It's like kind of like, oh, they're weary because they might take our spot, or they're going to do something that we're not be able to do or something.
I think it's 2 things. Like comedians, to be a comic, you're focused on one thing, you know what I mean? And to be good at comedy by itself is very difficult and takes a while for sure. But that could be, you know, not just getting in front of a microphone. Oh, I've been doing it for this many years. Makes me, because, you know, somebody who is like a bartender who has years and years of just dealing with everyday people is going to be pretty much a natural at stand-up. You know what I mean? And like for me, maybe I don't have that same, but I have different skill sets, which is like putting on the whole show, you know what I mean? Producing it. And so it's like, all right, let's
Finding
get this.
people that need to be there. What the idea you're looking for.
The vibe,
Yep.
the crowd that I want, because you know what I mean? Like, so I was watching a podcast earlier today on Facebook.
Oh, okay. We already
No
know.
shade, no shade.
No shade, but we know.
No shade yet.
But yeah, we know. And to be honest, I mean, I don't know anything about them. Like,
No shade December. And so I, like you were saying, your family watches it. So I was doing a watch party, right? And then my aunt drops in and starts watching it. And then it turned out into this like totally pretty graphic, you know what I mean? I'm like, dang, what the heck?
what are you showing all this shit going on, right?
I'm like, what?
See, and that's the only other problem too, is like Facebook regulates that a little bit worse.
There's no FCC.
No offense, he is not a really big podcaster, so that's why Facebook isn't really checking all of the stuff.
Yeah, and it was live too, and it was just this graphic like Rammstein type stuff that just popped up.
Really?
I'm like, what the heck?
And see that brings to account too is like if some people were watching it on Facebook, they're gonna just literally tag it and block it. They're just gonna be like, I don't like what's going on, and that kind of you can't do that on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
that's the beauty of YouTube. Is like you have more liberty of dude, we're smoking joints on fucking YouTube, bro. Right away, if people were upset on Facebook, they can keep reporting. They're like, oh, I don't like what they're doing. Report until it finally comes down.
Oh yeah,
you can't do that with this. That's what's beautiful about doing the podcast on YouTube is because it's building a unique audience and it's a little bit more free and versatile. Because I would do the stream on Twitch too, but oh man, they have the same regulations too. I can't even show my nipple on Twitch, bro. I'm a man, and I can't even show my nipple.
There's half my set. If I can't show my nipples.
So that's what's a little bit upsetting about trying to like broadcast this stream somewhere else.
Oh, I see different rules.
Yeah, because I mean, maybe I can get to the sense where we start actually maybe cutting scenes and then throwing it on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Or clips and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, clips for sure.
That makes more sense because then. Dude, I don't know, man.
Well, people's attention span is so short now. It's like a minute.
It's very rare that people really listen to 2-hour podcasts at one time.
Oh, yeah.
They either listen to 30-minute increments or just listen to parts they like so they find clips.
Or if it's like someone in a car, because I've driven places and I'm like, oh, thank God I have a 4-hour podcast to listen to about this one obscure thing that I never cared about before.
Yeah. And they make it funny or something. That's the beauty of what podcasts are now is like you can appeal to anybody.
Yeah. So who does this appeal to? My first one only got like 30 views.
Dude, it's been growing. It grows, doesn't grow. Again, we have people that come in and out while we're streaming. So.
Is anyone asking any questions yet?
No, I don't know.
We're reporting you right now.
I know, right?
We're reporting you.
Right. It look literally right now. I go to my YouTube and it says our terms of services have been updated. Please review the new terms. So
no smoking weed on live.
Yeah. So it even logged me off. So I have to go and log back into my fucking YouTube.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot my password on Facebook and all that.
Doesn't that shit suck?
Yeah. Like oh shit.
Like what? How does that? Oh man.
Look, I have this one computer where everything's logged in, and I'm.
Did you change everything back to remember everything, or what did you do? Just log in?
It just logged in. It stayed logged in, so I'm like, oh fuck, I better not lose the computer.
Oh man, that would suck because there's been some times where I've just been like trying password after password and nothing works for me.
Sometimes I like to get a fresh email, you know what I mean? But yeah, still, then it's like I still want to access your old stuff.
I hear you. This shit's fucking not letting me go with anything on here. But anyways, what else? So we're trying to do this Kill Tony style. This is the one thing I already have a problem with, though.
What?
Do you think a 3-minute set is too long? Most of the funny stuff is going to come from the comedians bantering.
So, well, it's a couple things. Yeah, and Kill Tony does like 1 minute, and then it's about 8 minutes of banter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's basically like almost here's an introduction. But I think with this one, it may be a little bit more difficult to do banter. And some people, hopefully, we can even do 5 minutes of banter. You know what I mean? So I think like a 3-minute set may be short enough. It may be long enough where at least it's taking up some time of its own. And then it may be enough for everybody to kind of do their material as well. You know what I mean? So,
because I think there are going to be some funny things because I know Brianna is going to be one of the people that does a bit, right? If she does talk about her butt cheeks, then that's a good segue into like some funny shit right there. Like, you know, like, do you feel?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
See, and this another thing too is like,
and the venue has 5 mics, so we can have the 3 judges and the one mic stand. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only thing is we're gonna use this board right here. That's right there. The only thing is to make sure. I don't know how we're going to do it this time. Last time what we did is we hooked up this board with one cord to their PA system. But what we have to do now is all the mics have to be hooked up to this board, and then this board sends the output to their speakers.
Oh gosh!
Because this is the one that's going to record. They don't have a USB interface recording. That's what makes that a little bit better for us. Is because we can just especially if we have if we can control on this end, literally like Mike 2 could be like, oh, it's not that loud, we can turn it up a little bit. The highs are way,
that's what we want.
yeah, there's too much fucking feedback, let's turn that down or something. Because I know, like you said, you had trouble editing because there's only one volume and one tone that came from the PA that they gave us.
Oh, okay.
But it's still, I still got a good idea. I got a good idea of how we can do it.
Sweet.
I got a couple setups as well. If they don't have the sufficient amount of chords or anything we need, I got stuff to. I could bring shit like that.
Yeah, I'm looking. I think this one we know what worked really well on the first one, which I'm glad we got that recorded because it was a ton of work to get that set up and all the stuff there.
Yep.
So on this one, I'm definitely focusing more on like let's make a awesome recording, and we don't necessarily need as many people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And I guess the only other thing too is like how if you watch Kill Tony, because I watch that shit religiously, how bad can we get with them? Like I'm talking about roast style.
Oh yeah,
shit,
I know,
dude.
right?
Like, I'm not trying to hurt feelings, but this is the point of the show. Is that supposed to be the funny you know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen it that much.
Oh, dude, it's roasting. It's legit. If Bear goes up there and does his like ghetto Jesus joke, I'm gonna roast his ass about it. Like literally, like, oh, is it ghetto Jesus because you don't have no money, or all kinds of shit, you know? And that's what
that'll be good. That'll be good.
And that's what we need them. That's what I want to get from you, if that's okay.
What the rules are?
Yeah, because that should be the style of what it's okay. They come up. We don't like what they did, then we start talking shit about what they did, and hopefully that motivates them to do better.
Better next time.
Yeah, because
whatever. You're gonna be the host, so bro, it's gonna be a lot up to nothing too crazy. But
dude, I'll especially letting Kat and the other what's her name, Ann.
Yeah,
I'll let them kind of. I mean, Ann said she's been on Kill Tony, right?
Yeah, she went to the recording live. Yeah.
Yeah, so she if she knows how it works a little bit, she'll totally be on board with this. She'll have to be.
And then I think this is going to be a pretty good show. You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess I'm a little disappointed though at the timing. How do you feel about the timing of where it's at?
In what respect?
Like, okay, so it's from 5:30 to 8 or 7?
No, 6:45.
5:30 to 6:45. So we got an hour show.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
So what time do we get there to set up?
5.
Okay, try to set up at 5.
Probably set up like 4:30. Was there somebody just leveled up in the audience?
Dude, he just gave me the follow on PlayStation. Thank you very much. Hey, if you have any comments or anything you want to talk about, just throw it in the comment section, bro. We're here chatting it up, talking about our comedy careers.
Any roasts?
Any roasts, yeah.
Our beginning comedy careers.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing, too, is like we're barely starting this shit, dude. I love how we found it, too. Like we found each other in this. We're just like, dude, you do comedy? Yeah, hell yeah. You smoke weed? Hell yeah. Well,
everybody has their crew and clique, you know what I mean?
Why?
I think it's just like human nature to organize into the small groups, you know?
I think it's weird though because
it's super, and then there's like this comic, this comic, so now our crews are beefing.
Because I know for a fact that I have to at least try to get Mr. Fucking. I don't even know. I don't want to drop names, but like Mr. Stretchy Pants or whatever.
See, it's better if you don't use names, and then we use like a descriptor.
But you know, Stretchy Pants would be right. I mean, he's
I think
always
so.
Pissed.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, he like made fun of me one time.
Pissed.
Yeah, he made fun of me one time, and I've never gotten back for it. So I still have to think of something that I want to do in the right sense to get his ass.
Yeah, I told you did I tell you a couple of jokes that I had?
Yeah, I remember, like you said, right? I can't do his comedy because of a hernia.
I'll get a hernia. I tried to steal one of his jokes. I got a hernia. See, that's not a roast too, and I don't want him to take that as a roast and be like,
that's straight up
this
roast.
Person. That's a show roast. That's not a roast.
Dude,
being like that's saying that his comedy is very physical, and that I wouldn't be able to do that. But so that's like a compliment, and that's not a roast at all.
No, I would say it's a roast.
Oh, really? Then see, because you know what I mean. Like, if I think it's innocent, but somebody else may take it as a roast, and that like starts a beef. Then
yeah, that's on them though. I mean, that's the cool thing about comedy is like if I can make fun of somebody and you don't get offended, then obviously we're still cool. Mm-hmm. Like even though we have kind of a beef with Mr. Forrest Gump over here. we still can have that situation where he makes fun of us and we make fun of him, and it's still mutual. Like, I get it. Like, you know, it's like, oh, okay, we're doing this. I get it. We're doing this.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. The comedy life has been fun.
Well, I've had some savage roasts on me, and that's like, oh, geez, ouch, ouch.
But I mean, doesn't that
Like one time at one of my first open mics, like probably like my first, I don't know, month or so that I was doing it. I did my set where I had some different comedy than I do now, than my like 5-minute one. And Kat was like, give it up for Niko the comic. He has to date single mothers because he has to date women with more stretch marks than him.
Oh shit!
I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking funny. And then Corey has one where he'll be like, give it up for the white people in the audience. Give it up for the Mexican people in the audience. Give it up for whatever the fuck Niko is.
Oh yeah, I have heard that one too. And see, it's just like a mutual thing. It's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
We're all just beefing on each other to make like
well, once you have a joke that hits on somebody too, it's like any joke in your repertoire, you're like, all right, I know I can deploy this one to get laughs at will.
See, and that's the crazy thing too, is like, will it work if somebody is new to the comic scene? Like, okay, say
Will what work?
Like you know how, say if I was just like, oh, I'm gonna make fun of Forrest Gump, and then all of a sudden there's somebody in the crowd that's just like, oh, I don't know who he's talking about.
Right. And see, almost every time, once Corey said the Niko thing, and I had like gone right before them, and it was in a super small crowd, and everybody like knew me, and he did it once when nobody knew me, and it was just like, what? You know, I laughed, but everybody was like, what the hell? Who?
Oh man.
So he definitely, it's like in the circle and everything.
Okay. That's sick. Let's do this. I can't wait for fucking tomorrow. So, this is, I'm gonna bring a soundboard. Is that cool? And there's gonna be a soundboard so that they're doing 3 minutes, right?
Yep.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll make a slight sound, kind of like the knock or something, to let them know that they kind of finished.
Yeah.
But then at the end, it's gonna be like the loud noise to finish it all off. And you know what I was thinking?
What?
Is like the first one will be, what's something kind of like cute and innocent that makes a noise that you could think of? Animal-wise?
Cat?
No, we can't use cat because that's Kill Tony.
Oh, he is cat.
Yeah, so we got to think of another noise.
How about like a velociraptor?
No, you think that's a good, like...
Like, that'd be cool.
Okay, because
To end it?
Because the second one I wanted to do was like, don't bring out the Albuquerque Cholos, because then that's just going to be a bunch of gunfire. Just like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's like
That's funny.
You've already gone way past your time. Like we're literally gonna be on time, where it's gonna be like 2:30, or whatever noise we make, and then right when they get to 3 minutes, and that's gonna be super loud that it should cause them to stop, because literally we're gonna come. I'll be back. I'll be like, okay, that was 3 minutes. You brought out the cholos. You know those guys are pissed when they come out.
I know, right?
Yeah. So
and I think that'll work, and then. Also, like, if we could do some type of music like we were talking about.
what do you think, like intro wise, like when they come up?
Could you play, like, the guitar?
Yeah.
And then, too, we could even do that, like, basically, when their 3 minutes is over, you could just start playing the guitar, and it pretty much that means it's over for them. And then, that way, anytime there's transitions or anything, you could just have some music break, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that would be pretty cool.
I think we can do something like that. At least to have even like little intricate, like little fucking, just like
It'd be cool.
Something in between.
On Kill Tony, he has like band,
Yeah,
people
the
playing
band.
drums and stuff, and special guests, and then the people coming out. It's like 10 people on stage, or
Yeah.
6 or so.
I get what you're saying too. And that if we do this constantly, we can always be like, okay, this week we'll have fucking Elijah and whoever else as the host with me, and then we'll fucking have another 6 or 7 comics. Are you thinking of doing that same idea where they draw a name from the hat? Okay, so I know this first time, this first Kill Tony, or this first, what are we gonna call it?
I think just Niko's mixtape, 505 comedy mixtape.
Okay, so this first one, we already have a lineup of people. Okay, so you already have people that are going to come, that are going to do comedy. What we should do is take their name, put it on a piece of paper, and put it in a bucket so that they don't know when they're going to be called.
Oh, yeah.
So it's more of a like a first up is Brianna, and then second up is Bear because we pulled it out of random. But the next time we do it, we tell them, hey guys, you guys will get a guaranteed spot if you guys put your name on a piece of paper and throw it in a bucket. You might get picked, you might not. Hey, it's an hour show. You're gonna get at least hang out with us. You know, gives more incentive for them to come because they might get picked or they might not.
Yeah. So even for this one, I was thinking I might give up my spot and just put.
That's like give some random person,
because then we'll get more comedians there, and then plus an element of randomness does make it a little more interesting too and fun. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let's. So the people that are already assigned, we'll have them in a bucket randomly so that they can come up randomly. But then we'll have another bucket where your spot will be taken, and that will be all right. So
2 buckets.
Yeah, well, we have to have one to have random because at this one moment, this first fucking Niko's mixtape that we're doing,
Niko's mixtape.
Unfortunately, you booked people, so next time we shouldn't book anybody. All we bring is the host and 2 other people, and then invite people to come.
Well, see, and also this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. People are like, oh my God, you can't produce shows. Takes months and years, and everything is like, all right, well, we're going to set up some microphones and then we're going to invite people and we're going to put their names in and we're going to pull it out. That's pretty fucking simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, it's not fucking rocket science.
And like
not fucking rocket surgery.
And like you said, we record it, put it out there, and bam. That's just another show.
Dude, on the SoundCloud, it's starting to get, and plus, once we're able to be like, hey, we're going to get 1,000 plays on this, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then comics will really want to be up on that, for sure.
Yeah, see, because that's publicity like crazy. I like this idea. It's a good idea.
Well, and then the thing is, putting the show together is so much work, and to record it is not that much more work, but to have a recording is, super valuable. And putting it on SoundCloud, and then we're gonna get it on iTunes.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Because I think, how do you you have to do you have to pay for it to get on iTunes, or you just have to have it on something for a certain amount of time?
You just I was reading on it, and once you have SoundCloud, you get an RSS feed from the SoundCloud, and then all you have to do is submit the RSS feed on SoundCloud from your SoundCloud to iTunes, and then it just basically automatically ports it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's and it takes 2 weeks to get approved because I guess they, check your content and make sure it's not spam or whatever. I don't know.
Like every episode?
Oh, just the first time.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, we'll be able to record a show, and then we can do an hour later, upload it, and then about 15 minutes later it'll be on iTunes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be legit. And then that'd be more promotion of the show as well. Even though we're not doing it every day during the week, and be like, hey, check out the episode of last week. Check out the episode.
Listening parties and release parties,
Yeah.
That'll be cool. That'll be fun. So, and we're so brand new at this, and look at already what we're doing.
And a big ambition idea.
Yeah.
I like it, though. It makes sense.
And tomorrow is going to be, all right, well, now we've done it twice. You know what I mean? And we'll have, I think, probably even since we know we're going to really focus on the recording, we'll have more mics, and it'll be, more professional as well.
I gotcha.
And then, so we have a really good, some good comics, you know what I mean? Good hosts, so I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Should be fun, dude. It's going to be one of those, let's see how it runs. Because the only thing too is again, the only thing I'm a little weirded out too is the time. It's actually kind of early. Never really thought of a comedy show being at 5.
Well, I was thinking about this too though. It's there're gonna be a lot of people there probably, so we'll just pretty much at least have a pretty decent audience without really having to promote too much.
Because you said too, there's a band coming in after or something.
At 7, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to schedule it from whatever time. 5:30 to 6:45, and
so right now, if people were to go look for the SoundCloud, where would they find it at?
Niko's comedy 505 comedy mixtape, and then if you Google that, you'll probably be able to pop up. But it's under my name, Joaquin Roybal SoundCloud. So
cool. Just so you people out there, if you're listening, you want to go check it out. The first recording was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't bad.
No, it was really good, and I thought people were hilarious, and it was a good mixture of comics. And I mean, that was the first time that, and luckily we got the recording too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even in the first couple, it was missing, like, you know, first part of Brian's set, but it jumps in kind of at least like, all right, it just gets right to it. You know what I mean?
At a good starting point and stuff.
Yeah, and it gets a lot of his set, and it's now I want to start like making CDs of that. You know, burning it and selling it.
The future now, unfortunately, is to put them on USB devices.
Oh,
You have to buy a bunch of little fucking
USB devices.
yeah, like at least like what 20 of them. You could buy a pack of 20 of them. On like Walmart online or something. And then that not only is our content on there, but then it could put everything on there.
Yeah,
like
right.
The videos, the fucking the audio thing.
Well, can you plug it in? Oh, you can plug it into like a new car stereo with the USB.
Yeah,
and it'll play it.
Yeah,
like a CD.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm pretty sure the format I sent you is MP3. So as long as it's on a USB, and well, I think any model from 2007 on, even others before then,
some of them,
we'll play the MP3s like nothing. So.
Right.
And then, like, just the way everyone's connected with their phone and shit, it doesn't matter. Like,
right.
Everyone has it on them.
See, so how legit is that? Where we're putting on a show and then it's available in your car. You know what I mean? Like sense. That, you're like, fuck. This sounds professional as fuck. Hearing myself on the car on a professional recording, you know what I mean, with the audience. So
everybody listening, it's gonna be sick, dude. I can't wait. So fucking, we'll just try to promote it more. I'll put a couple more fucking, send some more people, link it up.
Check out my Facebook. I made a new Facebook for Niko's 505 comedy mixtape, so I'm gonna try to promote it through that a little bit as well.
Yeah, the Facebook page, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw it.
Your Facebook page.
You made me a moderator. Thank you.
I was hoping we could go live on that with this, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure everything out.
Yeah, we'll get some more stuff going, because even then we might be able to do the actual fucking. Well, see, we just have to, because the internet sucks over there. But
see, I'm not sure. I bet we could probably do it. I'm not. That lady may have just been having a bad day type thing.
You think so?
Yeah. Because how could using an internet mess up? It maybe slow down hers. You know what I mean? So if we're doing it when it's not so busy, it'd probably be fine. You know?
Yeah. And maybe it was just the fact that, like, oh, she's trying to use the phone. Like, what are you trying to use the phone?
She didn't seem to be She didn't seem to be very happy that we were there. Or hospitable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so.
She wasn't nice at all. Yeah, that was so stupid, too.
We bring them a bunch of customers for free, and the lady, like, doesn't barely even serve, you know what I mean, people?
I know, dude. There was this lady that was, like, in a wheelchair. And she asked me, she's like, can you find somebody to help me? I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm trying to like, set up like mics and shit. I'm sorry.
I'm the tech person. And bro, I had gone over there that day in the morning, and they didn't even know that thing was happening. I'm like, we're about to be 100 people here. So, I better call somebody else in. So we're still very grateful that we can have that venue, but there's also some considerations that it's like, I think once we get a little bit more established, we'll be able to push our weight around and be like, we're renting this venue, so we're the paying customer, so we're going to say that this is how it's going to be, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. You shouldn't be like so hostile or so fucking negative.
That we're bringing you customers that are going to spend money and we're doing this all for free. So I think that's going to be a big change for sure in 2020.
And just getting more showcases and stuff too, right? I mean,
well, see, to put together one of these shows where we literally don't even need to book people, and it's just like whoever shows up, we're gonna pull from a hat, like almost one step up from an open mic. Then those could be done like almost every day, because pretty much to the point where we can get new comics there is going to be the only limiting factor to putting on those shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's basically like the board and getting people there and just pulling their name, you know?
Yeah. And
getting hosts. So as long as we have 3 people to host it, then we're going to have a show.
Yeah. And just because no matter what, whoever will even allow at a certain point, random people that are there, like, hey, you guys are here because you guys are hanging out at the bar.
You have to talk now.
Do you want to try?
Get on the mic. You don't have a choice.
You said you wanted to put your name in the bucket. Why not?
We're gonna be like, we voluntarily put your name in the bucket, and now we pulled it, so you get up on the mic and say something for 3 minutes.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I hope we'll see how the 3 minutes
forced roasts. Right. Like, get up there so we can roast you.
Yeah, see, that would be kind of awkward too. They're like, these fuckers are just making fun of me.
Like, what the fuck? I'm just trying to have a beer.
And these guys just fucking.
And now I tried to play along and say something for 3 minutes, and now they're talking shit about my shirt.
Right? Yeah.
I'm on my second date.
She's never gonna get with me now.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, thanks a lot, fuckers.
Or maybe it could be the best experience ever, man.
It could be.
I think it'll be fun though.
Oh yeah, it'll be
sick. Sure.
So and then we'll start to make it like a talent show. We'll be like, all right, as long as you can play an instrument, we'll give you 3 minutes, and then we'll ask you about it.
Yeah, what were we trying to play? Why?
What song is this your favorite song? And then we'll be like, all right, we're just gonna record karaoke.
That's actually be pretty funny. It's like somebody that could, I guess, a talent showcase where people actually can roast the talent.
Well, those are like America Got Talent America Has Got Talent, whatever. One of the most popular shows, and it's on like 12 seasons.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, all right, everybody who has a talent can compete in this, including some stand-up comedians, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen some stand-up comedians on there.
Like a little kid and everything. Sometimes those can be pretty funny.
Yeah. So what's up? What's going on?
Who's chatting?
No, I'm actually posting it on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
We are here.
We out here.
Any new news in the Facebook world, Mr. Meme Lord? Traveling the meme lands?
Any memes? Just political memes. Just.
How do you feel about the presidential election now? I mean, shit's getting kind of close, dude.
It's getting serious. Well, here's the big general view on this. Incumbents almost always win in almost every election, and especially presidential, because they have such a natural built-in advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where anything Donald Trump says is going to be covered 24/7 on every cable news channel, and then they're going to analyze it, and then Facebook blogs and everything, and he's already the president. You know what I mean?
So he already has a lot of attention on him.
And, so he gets millions of dollars in free press every day, and the economy's like booming like crazy right now. So it's super hard to defeat a president just in that situation, period. You know what I mean?
So you feel, well, I'm not saying that's how you feel, but as you can see, there's actually really hard for other political people that are trying to run for president to get any leverage.
Oh, yeah. Almost impossible. Like, basically in any election, it's hard for the challenger to win. And then especially a presidential. And then Donald Trump is already super famous before he got into president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like all those are just such tremendous advantages. And now he's the most powerful he's the most powerful person in the world. He's the leader of the free world.
Uh-huh.
So you're like trying to defeat the most powerful person in the world.
Man, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
He's like already in like such a high point.
Yeah.
That like he has a following. That so much people are already into him.
And basically like everything that has happened for the 4 years is he's been a president. So all the memes and everything, everybody's mind are generated that way of him being the president.
Yeah.
So he has already like 4 years of that built up.
Holy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus when he campaigned the first time, all that is also like basically just gonna come right back and be powerful.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Remember that time? Remember when he did this?
and he can be like, look at how great the economy's doing. I'm the president.
I'm still doing great, yeah.
And so it's super hard. Like if it was the economy was tanking, or we were like in war, or like he did things just totally went to hell. But if things are doing well, people are like, well, I'm just gonna vote for the president. You know, so just looking at it like totally objectively and scientifically, in my opinion, you know, of like what's gonna happen. It's just such a natural advantage for any incumbent to be in a position. And then the president, everybody talks about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From like city council in every area, and then all the way up all the different government levels, all talking about him where he's the head.
Yeah.
So that's very difficult to beat someone in that position. You know what I mean?
And you don't see any kind of possibility from anybody, maybe, or kind of like some kind of
I think
pushing at least towards that. I mean,
the best thing, that the reason that elections happen and that there is a democracy, in my opinion, is that at least Warren and the Democratic nominees can discuss their philosophy and put their viewpoint in a realistic way. So at least the president has to like consider that and respond to it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like they almost have, so remember, there were like 20 Democratic, and now there's, 5 on the debate or something like that.
Yeah, 5 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah, and then Booker's trying to get back on. But basically it's so divided even among those 4 right now, whereas literally the Republicans are super united around Donald Trump. So like 95% of people are basically just supportive of the president. And now you have 5 people competing with each other to like be the counter to the 95% of the population. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And two, like when Bernie Sanders and all of them do get like free media when they say things, but nothing compared to the president. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And he has an army, and he's like, look at me, check me out. I'm going to fly to Afghanistan and have basically a campaign rally where he meets with the troops, and that's broadcast everywhere all over with him looking like a boss in front of all the troops. And all that's paid for by the taxpayer because he's actually doing his job, which is, like visiting with the troops.
Yeah.
So for Warren, that would maybe take $10 million. But for him, he's like, I want you to do this. And it happens with people working for him. And then all that paid by the taxpayer. And then that broadcast, because it's like, look at the president's doing.
Yeah.
For example, look what he did during Christmas. He went to like, was calling people on Skype in Afghanistan. And then I think for Thanksgiving, actually did go to Afghanistan.
Okay.
And then when they were doing the impeachment, he basically had a rally. So when they did the impeachment vote, he had a campaign rally. And so basically like 50% of the media that happened was about the impeachment, but 50% of it was basically his point of view and him talking and people cheering him on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like even the strongest attempt that the government can do, Congress can do, which was to try to impeach him, that he could counteract that with one night in a rally that's paid for by the government. You know what I mean?
Inside Trump sneaks Thanksgiving trip to Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just to like, not only does it make him seem like a good president, it's actually kind of like a campaign strategy.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Well. That's crazy, dude. Oh,
and so now he has like everything he's done for 4 years being like, look at me as your president, look at what I've done. And he has all kinds of money behind him, and all the campaign that they had already previously built and all that structure is basically like just going to do it again. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
So they already have, and people are getting more like super conservative. Even New Mexico is becoming way more conservative than it used to be. Like even Santa Fe is it's still super liberal, but it's becoming more conservative.
Yeah, you can see it.
And so the president, Donald Trump, identified New Mexico as like a flip state that he's going to focus his energy on. So he already came here, in September.
Yeah.
And that was like right after I got into comedy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was funny. Or right before. And I remember everybody talking about it. It was hilarious.
Did you go to it or no?
I went to. I remember I went to Red Door that night, and everybody's jokes were about Donald Trump. Oh, it was funny. And so he went there, and he's going to come again before 2020. So him and his people are going to be spending millions of dollars to get Republicans elected in New Mexico, including the president. So whereas New Mexico never it was always like strongly Democratic and voting Democrat. So the presidents or people wouldn't even come here, you know, because they're like, well, they're going to vote for us and we don't even care.
Yeah, depending on what president, they would be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. We'll go. Maybe we'll go if it's a Democrat. They'll be like, oh, let's just go say a quick wave because we'll know we'll get it. And the Republican will be like, fuck it, we already lost this one. Let's not even go check it out.
Right. So they just didn't. But now that they're going to flip it, it's going to be spending so much money to come here, you know.
Both of them, you think?
Well, okay. See, and now Elizabeth Warren, who's one of the top, Democratic.
Yeah.
She tapped Deb Haaland as her campaign co-chair. So basically, Deb Haaland is going to be running Elizabeth Warren's campaign for president. So now you have like Donald Trump focusing on New Mexico and Donald Trump's enemy focusing on New Mexico as well. So it's going to be super battleground status.
What does that mean? Like,
it means that
they'll constantly keep visiting, kind of campaigning here.
Probably Warren will come here, and then Donald Trump will come here one more time, and they'll be spending a ton of money. So, like on all the airwaves, you'll see it, and all the Facebook ads, and the races. Like Ben Ray Lujan was in northern Udall, Mexico.
Yeah,
he was House Representative for like 10 years, and now he's moving to be in the Senate. Because Tom Udall just retired after like 10, 12 years himself.
Yeah.
So, and I think even longer than that. So basically it's a huge shakeup in politics, even that right there. And so now there's a bunch more people running for CD3, which was always northern New Mexico. So that was always like super Democratic.
Yeah.
And now there's like a lot more Republicans coming in.
And they're trying to run for that spot.
Which was Ben Ray Lujan. And he had, so he was done it like, 10 years. So that means it's every 2 years. So he's won like 5 times. Yeah. And that's because when you're an incumbent, you're like spending the government's money to run. You know what I mean?
And the new competitors have to really try harder.
Yeah. And they're like, let's get him out of the job. And I mean, once you're already in the job, it's harder to get out of the job. So basically, I mean, you have like 95% once you're in.
That's a good deal.
You know? So now that since he's leaving and Udall is leaving, it's 2 long-term people in 2 of the most powerful positions for New Mexico at a time where Donald Trump and the Republican Party are focusing on flipping New Mexico to conservative.
That's crazy. That brings a lot of questions of what's going to happen here because we do have a lot of conservative ideas. I mean, this state still is open gun carry, like still.
Well, that's definitely like everywhere outside of, Santa Fe and Taos is like super pretty conservative because I went to school in New Mexico Tech, and actually even that you wouldn't really think about it, but even just that Socorro was pretty conservative.
Really?
But because it's like a rural, small town. Farmers, ranchers, you know what I mean? People that is like, there's not as much government services like there's in Albuquerque. You know what I mean? There's a homeless day shelter there, but there's not like a homeless shelter where you can stay there at night. And there is a hospital there, but it's smaller than the one here. Yeah, and there's like 5 here.
Yeah, it's just not as a big economy as it is here.
So people are like more conservative because of that. You know what I mean? So everywhere outside of like Santa Fe, Albuquerque, to some extent, and Taos is like pretty conservative. And Rio Rancho is super conservative, surprisingly, and that's why Donald Trump went there to Rio Rancho.
That's crazy to think about that too, because like it's so like nice, and you'd think it'd be more like a Democrat or like a liberal thing, you know?
It's super nice, and like Sandoval County, if you get pulled over by Rio Rancho police, they pull up like 3 police deep behind you, and it's way more. Like APD has long response times and things like that.
Yeah.
But in Sandoval County, if you get pulled over, it's like 3 cops right behind you. They don't mess around there at all. And the streets are way nicer. And like, look at Bernalillo, what they're doing, 528 Bernalillo and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Putting in those like super expensive roads. And now they're redoing the whole thing again after they just finished it. So there's like have some freaking money over there.
They're doing some shit. And do you think it might be because of the influence of the president or some kind of influence like that?
I think what happened is like everybody that had money in Albuquerque went to Rio Rancho. So now it's like all the conservative rich people are all in Rio Rancho. So now that's becoming like a Republican stronghold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of this state.
Yeah.
Of just this state.
So and like now, because Ben Ray Lujan is retiring and to take Tom Udall, and Tom Udall's retiring, things are getting so shaken up. You know what I mean? So it's like we were basically super sidelined for all of the presidential elections and everything.
For 12 years, you said? Like
For people have said that, like, you know, New Mexico has been under Democratic control for 51 years, things like that, because, you know, we've had a lot of... Susana Martinez was Republican, but Bill Richardson, Democrat, and, you know, District 2, which is northern New Mexico, was always... It's only been held by a Republican, like, once.
Okay.
Yeah, since 1980, something like that.
That's sick.
Yeah. So, and people were like, oh... It was always basically going to vote Democratic, so whoever's going to be the Democrat's going to win.
And they'll keep going in that cycle.
And basically, if you're the incumbent, then you're going to be chosen to be the primary, so then you're going to just stay in, you know what I mean? And basically, like, nothing changes, and you don't even have to listen to your constituents, because they're like, well, no matter what I do, I'm going to get reelected, so I'll just do whatever I want to do, pretty much, you know? And so now all of that... Like, New Mexico's been slowly shifting more conservative, and now it's like 50-50, you know what I mean? So they could, especially like if the president wanted to, totally really push it more to the right. And then you also have like Elizabeth Warren, who wants to... Deb Haaland is, you know, one of the darlings of the Democrat Party, and Xochitl as well. Okay. And actually Xochitl's district was held by Steve Pierce for like 12 years, and that one was super solidly Republican. So basically it always elected a Republican. And then he left that position to run for governor against Michelle Lujan Grisham and lost. And then now in CD1, which is southern New Mexico, you know, like basically it's like Texas, mini Texas, in Socorro.
All the South.
All conservative people. Yeah. Las Cruces. That is now, they elected Xochitl, who's one of the most left-wing people of the entire House of Representatives.
What?
So that also shows, like, Steve Pierce had been in that position for like 12 years. So it was the same thing with him. Like, he didn't even have to think about Democrats at all, because it was like going to always vote for him. And then he was the incumbent. So he was like, all right, cool.
I'm going to be there no matter what.
And he was. And then he's like, oh, well, I'm going to go for governor, and then lost. So totally lost his old seat and lost the governorship.
Damn.
And like once you're the governor, you're going to get reelected. Like even look at Susana Martinez. So she was Republican and she won once and then she won reelection. So it's basically like, if you're elected, once you get elected, you're pretty much gonna like stay.
Unless it's something like, you know, retirement or your term is up and stuff like that.
And Udall retired, and Ben Ray Lujan is only leaving his to go to Udall's seat because the Senate is more.
You get better pay. Everything's better.
The upper chamber.
Yeah, you get to know more secrets about the world and shit.
About the lizard people.
Yeah, dude.
That control everything.
That's crazy though. I didn't know you're fucking pretty political person about what's going on here, dude.
I've been paying attention a little bit more, and I'm like, this is freaking fascinating.
It's so crazy too how you explain it, where it's just like people taking control like chess pieces, you know. Well, they'll just wait till this guy just ends up trying to run for another office or fucks up somewhere and just like, oh well, you know, I've been here for 12 years, I gotta leave now.
Money, power, respect, bro. That's what I've been fascinated by with my whole life, and now I'm like, all right, let's make this. Now it's my turn.
That's true, man.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm trying to learn as much as I can about the government, and it also like applies into the comedy shows as well. You know what I mean?
Because you're not trying to like jump into government or anything, are you?
I think I see myself more like behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Even in government,
pulling strings,
like because.
Being the puppet master, bro.
You're just being able to tell them like, all right, you're gonna run for this, and this is how shit's gonna go.
Kingmaker.
That makes sense.
That's how I see myself. Late night confessions.
Damn.
That's how I see myself, the kingmaker. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So, and then I'd eventually just like to retire into Socorro, have a farm, chill, and be like, you're gonna be the next governor. kiss the ring. You know what I mean? Come to my place in Socorro where I make the politicos.
Sickle fucking
doing the comedy shows. And see, dude, think about how similar this is to comedy shows. You know what I mean? Comedy shows is like politics. This is politics. It's all theater. You know what I mean? So like, the better that I was getting at politics, I'm like, let me apply this to comedy. And then comedy, as I started putting on the shows and everything, I'm like, dang, all right, this is how it needs to be done in politics, you know?
Yeah.
They're like closely related, but also tangential, you know?
You could find similarities and stuff. I mean, even the bullshitting aspect, dude. You have to bullshit so much in politics.
And dude, roasting, being able to handle being roasted or being able to roast somebody in like a professional type way.
Right? That's just a sick debate. That's all roast is just a sick debate.
It's like, oh, excuse me, my opponent is incorrect about this statement. But you know what I mean?
Yep.
Being able to just throw some crazy amount of shade.
Bam, shows all kinds of shit. Like technically the law states or fucking all kinds of shit.
My opponent is incorrect in their understanding of so-and-so. Like,
see, and then obviously the other person would get upset or want to rebuttal it. Be like, oh, unfortunately, I don't know.
Well, you know, dude, like really what we do at open mics is very similar to a debate. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm trying to be the funniest. Here's what you're saying. Here's how I'm going to respond to it. You know, very similar too.
I get it.
And plus too, I was seeing like how much comics like compete for time. You know what I mean? Stage time. So it's like, all right, let's all unite and make some more stage time. You know what I mean? And so it's the same thing with like politics and politicians as well.
So even though they all can debate on one stage, just like, you know, 4 people on a debate stage, that's a good hour. Or we could do it for an hour and a half or something.
And I went to one debate for city council when they were doing like a runoff between Isaac Benton, who was the incumbent, and this other person who was challenging him. And Isaac Benton's been the city councilor for like 20 years, something like that. And these two debated each other for a full 2.5 hours, just the two of them. The moderator would ask a question, and one of them would talk for 5 minutes, and the other would talk for 5 minutes. And the moderator would ask a question. They would talk for 5 minutes each, and that went on for 3 hours.
Holy shit.
I'm like, I probably wouldn't even have enough to say about 5 minutes on the first question. But they just were like, boom, 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 for 2.5 hours. Like, that was pretty much...
For city council?
For city council. And then ultimately, the number of votes cast was like 4,000.
Whoa.
So, and guess who won?
The incumbent, right?
The incumbent.
Yeah.
It was just like, dude, this is so hard to overcome somebody who's been in like 20 years. Like Isaac Benton, even before I was in politics, I knew his name.
Yeah.
Because my dad's like, oh my God, they're doing construction on my road again, Isaac Benton.
Yeah.
So when you have that level, you know what I mean?
You already know.
And for example, District 3, like it is held by a Democrat now, Ben Ray Lujan, but he's retiring. So now the Democrats are like, oh, whoever gets this is going to win. Basically, whoever gets the Democratic nomination is going to win this seat, is what they're thinking.
That's what they're thinking.
And you know Valerie Plame? You know her?
I don't.
Okay, she's like a CIA operative, and she was outed by George Bush in like 2002. She's running. So somebody with that level of name recognition where she was nationally known since 2001, that's pretty difficult to overcome somebody like that.
Okay, so that's going to be like the challenge right there?
Probably.
Damn.
And she's already raised like $600,000 even before 2020 has started.
No.
So now she has $600,000. That's a lot of Facebook ads. You know what I mean? That's a lot of like, here's my message that I'm going to put out into, and y'all are going to have to listen to it.
So many times and shit.
Radio is actually pretty inexpensive. You know what I mean?
But you could still get your ad played a lot and shit.
And if she was doing a podcast like us, people would play it just because of who she is. You know what I mean? It'd be like 50,000 views. Whereas for us, we have like one person.
Right. 2, but you know.
Oh, we got 2?
Still good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but
2 for the late night show.
it goes on and off, dude. We hit a peak of 7 a while ago.
Oh, 7?
Yeah, so we've been just fucking around all night. But oh man, the way that politics works nowadays, especially now, the way you explain it to me, there's no way that somebody else can win. Like,
Yeah.
if I really wanted to run, I just have to wait for somebody to like leave, and even then I would have to be like favorited, like, you know, oh, this guy might be the next one, or he's close enough, he might win it. Like, it can't be some random dude just comes into politics and just like, I'm gonna take it for my family, I'm gonna go and change for the middleman.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible. There you have to spend. Okay, so Deb Holland, who we're just talking about, raises and spends $100,000 a month on advertisement. And you know what too, bro? So when you're the House of Representatives, you can hire up to 18 people to work for you and a salary of $2 million paid for by taxpayers. So basically you're like, you and your 20 closest friends are now all getting paid $2 million, you know, together per year to do the work. So now now someone's going to have to raise at least $2 million to even match just that aspect alone. You know what I mean?
Because they can do whatever they want. If they don't even want a campaign, they don't have to.
And then too, you'll be like, oh, I just passed this natural resource bill. Send it to every one of my constituents in my district with my picture, my name, my accomplishment, and that's all paid for by the government.
Damn.
So, like, Deb Holland now is never going to basically, no one can beat her.
Nothing out of her pocket.
And it's all, so she gets donations and now people know who she is. And, like, the left loves her. The higher that Warren gets, the higher that she's going to get. And that all raises New Mexico's profile, too.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, so more publicity here. People get to know the state more. Because, I mean, fucking people in the East and shit still don't even know what goes on here.
Yeah. Like my Donald Trump joke.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard this one. I'm like, I love New Mexico. When they were going to add New Mexico as part of the United States, they're like, yeah, we'll take some of Mexico, but not too much. And change the name. And then when Donald Trump got into office, he's like, wait a minute, there's a New Mexico? Damn it, they're multiplying. He's like, how new is it?
How new is it?
We'll get that rid of. We'll get rid of New Mexico. And I'm like, so we got to change New Mexico's name to like Good Mexico or Not Mexico. Just while Donald Trump is president.
Yo, thanks, Laura Croft me, right? That's what I'm going with. Thank you.
Croft to me.
Just like, dude, here's a follow. Big fan. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're just here talking political talk. Like, we're
getting deep with it.
Dude, I learned a lot, dude. That's crazy shit, dude.
It's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah, because especially growing up, I've always thought of this place of more of a democratic state.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very, very fucking left. Very Democrat. And then all of a sudden, like, you do understand, like, well, I come from Taos, but yet a little small town called Penasco.
Oh, yeah.
And that is more of like a rural area where they fucking farm. So most of those people probably do think of conservative ideas. My grandpa still has a gun, you know. They have a gun still. They're freaking going to church all the time and shit. So those ideas and stuff are still in little parts of New Mexico that aren't anywhere. And that now that you think of it, now that you kind of shown me more of how I explained it and stuff too, that's so crazy that people actually try to fight for those positions that are more what position in New Mexico is more popular to have out of, like, you're talking about District 4 and stuff like that? Like, if somebody won that spot, is that more popular than another spot inside of New Mexico?
Probably like District 1 because it's Albuquerque.
And that actually comes more like leeway and stuff like, oh, we have a Democrat in the District 1.
Deb Holland.
Yeah.
And so the districts, they all have like different geographic sizes, but they try to keep the population sizes similar. Okay. So like District 1 is basically almost just like Bernalillo County. And so that one is Deb Holland. And then District 3 is like everything north pretty much of Albuquerque. And that's Ben Ray Lujan. And that one is Democratic as well. And then District 1 is everything below that. So those all have basically the same population in them. Yeah.
Damn.
But Deb Holland's one's like, since it's mostly Albuquerque, it is like urban and super liberal.
Yeah.
And then you do have like the balance of Santa Fe being super liberal, but now Rio Rancho, which is in District 3, it balances it out, you know. And the population too, like there's a lot more people conservative outside of the cities, but then there's less population. You know what I mean? Just because it's smaller cities.
Yeah.
So like.
They can have more of an area and stuff. Like you said, all of north of Albuquerque is just all of that. Like all of those areas.
It's huge.
That's crazy.
Geographically.
And that's only based off population wise, right? Because there's only this much people here, so I guess you get this whole area. That's crazy.
Like 600,000 people. Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I can't even imagine.
So what time is it?
We are at 11:41.
Oh, nice.
What
time did we start at?
I don't remember, but we're about to hit the hour mark right now.
Oh, cool.
Just fucking. Oh, let's do one of the
promoting the show.
One of the segments that I do now. Well, it's actually going to be midnight, so it really doesn't matter. But I do this thing where I look up what happened today in history.
Oh.
So today is obviously the December 27th. And we're just gonna look up what stuff happened today in history. Maybe it was interesting, maybe it wasn't.
Did you go on Wikipedia?
No, it's just this website that lists the things that go on this day. See, on the 28th. So in 1688, Williams of Orange makes a triumphant march into London as James II flees. Some little history facts.
That's pretty obscure,
right? Some little history facts there. In 1694, George I of England gets divorced.
Oh, is that when they had the split between Catholicism and Protestantism?
You think so?
It might be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In 1846, Iowa was, abrogated as the 19th state of the Union. Oh, shit. The 29th. Why did I say 19? 29th state of the Union. Okay, that's cool. In 1846, that's when it became part of the Union.
Shout out to our listeners in Iowa.
Legit, if you guys are there, we got 4 people.
We're popping bottles.
You guys are awesome.
To celebrate.
Dude, what's up?
Your independence.
U.S. Army force defeats a group of Apache warriors in Salt River Canyon, Arizona territory with 54 Indians killed, but only 1 soldier.
57, bro. What's up with your eyes today?
No, dude. I guess I'm pretty
You're
dyslexic.
Sleeping,
no,
bro.
Dude, I guess I see my excuse is that I'm dyslexic, but I'm just stupid. That's my excuse. I honestly...
That's my excuse too.
People, honestly, if I went to a doctor and they're like, oh, you have trouble reading, blah, blah, you must be dyslexic. And I'm like, dude, no, I'm just stupid. I didn't read when I was a kid, bro.
Like, you have trouble reading? They're like, wait, can you read?
That's the whole point. But see, that's the thing now is they'll be like, no, you have dyslexia and we got to give you pills. And then I would get medicated. But no, I just need
to read. It may be good, bro.
I need to read more.
Yeah,
that's all.
Give me the good stuff.
Especially with fucking audiobooks and stuff now, it just makes life so much more easier.
And on the podcasts.
Farmers in Georgia burn 2 million bales of cotton to prone up fallen prices.
Prone.
Prop up.
To poop up falling prices.
Poop up.
You just make it up. You're like, at this moment in history, Iron Maiden fought a dragon and destroyed him in the 1920s and caused the Great Depression because people were depressed because there are no more dragons because fucking Iron Maiden killed them all.
Oh, man.
All right, let's see. Let's try this one, bro.
Oh, man. It resumes to what deportation of communists and suspected communists.
Yeah, okay. Let's bring that back. That started the Roaring 20s. They're like, deport the communists, and then they had a great decade. So now we need to do that again, and we'll have a great decade. See, look, bro, 1920, that was 100 years ago. We just need to do the same thing. Again, bring it back, like, rewind. All right, deport the communists. Damn, the 2020s are fucking roaring again. We're doing it up. All right, here we go, another one.
Because right after President Roosevelt states the defined policy of the United...
Definite.
I hate you.
I do, bro. I'm getting concerned about you now. I'm getting concerned. You're like, I'm just making shit up as you're going along.
For now, okay. What did it say again? The defined?
The definition. The definite policy.
The definite policy of the United States from now on is one opposed to arm intervention.
Yeah.
Intervention. God, I feel like I'm in fucking school right now, dude. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this trivia?
This is actually my first time.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, the last episode. Do you remember Maverick Williams? He was on my last. He was on my podcast last night.
I just watched the podcast today, and that was enough shade.
Yeah, I did it with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, I can't read fucking his name. Mussolini spends plans.
Spends plans.
Spends.
It's not spends plans.
Dude,
bro.
I literally put these two words together. That's why.
You have a 0% out of 2 words. It's a 0%.
Sends?
Well, actually, out of 4 words, you missed 3. You're like, I'm not gonna fuck with his first name. Mussolini spends plans.
No, sends plane.
That is a hard one, bro.
Because it makes sense if he sends plans to Spain.
Yeah.
Nobody could read it from over there. They're like, what the fuck?
Right.
To support Francisco Franco's forces.
Yep.
That was a war going on probably over there.
Yeah.
I don't know shit going on in
World War II, bro.
That was going on with that?
That was right before 1936. So Mussolini was a fascist, and Francisco Franco was a fascist. So Spain was basically Nazis in World War II.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
And look, that's not even that much later because we're still dealing with the war going on.
Oh, this is gonna be like World War II stuff all the way down.
Oh, dude. Oh, God.
Oh no, there's only a couple of them.
Orders doubling a force of. What is that word?
Somaliland.
Somaliland?
Yeah.
Dude, that doesn't even sound like a word.
Now they're trying to fuck with you.
2 warships are sent.
Spends plans.
Okay, so fucking doubled the forces there.
You think there'd be more effects?
Well, this is just on that day.
But still, there probably was a lot of shit going on.
So then if we go to the next day, it'll probably be like, in 1936, on this day, that happened. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah.
1946.
This is like the History Channel version of like on this day the aliens came and impregnated Hillary Clinton, and then they gave birth to Donald Trump, and he became president as a savior to the lizard people.
Fucking deleted all the emails with any evidence.
Yeah, so then like this was 4 years ago,
dude. Martial law in Vietnam. That's crazy.
Yeah, martial law's pretty crazy. That's what they should do in the war zone here in Albuquerque.
You think that would do something?
That's my hot take, bro. I have so many fucking hot takes.
That
if I was the mayor, if I was the president of Albuquerque, that's what I would do.
Right away, fucking. You know what? Right here in this area, we're gonna make sure we have policemen knocking on doors.
I'm gonna be like,
checking for crack cocaine.
Here's what I'll do. I'll be like, you know what? Y'all are just complaining about the fucking crime problem. We're about to institute martial law in this area, and you're gonna see cops like everywhere with their lights on, and it's just basically gonna be like a complete crackdown, and until people are gonna start complaining about civil rights. I'll be like, no.
Now what, right?
Now what? I'll be like, y'all was complaining about the crime problem. Now y'all want your rights again. Pick one.
So, see, this is the thing, though, is like, would it affect outside of the war zone?
Oh, yeah.
So,
bro, like if you literally came in and arrested, okay, so like in engineering, you always have to optimize for something. So if you literally were like, police force, I want you to arrest as many people as you can all the time, and we're going to increase the number every day, that would have a total crazy impact. You know what I mean?
People would be scared.
People would it would like get rid of the people causing problems, first of all, and then everybody else's behavior would be totally changed as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. Problem solved. It would just totally like be like civil rights violations, but I would set up, like DUI checkpoints. I would go to the war zone and they'd be like 40 of them every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, show me your IDs. It would just be like a total military occupation.
Let me check your car.
You know what I mean?
Let me just search your car.
I'd be like, I'm gonna get you on something, bro. So, and that would handle it.
That's not a bad idea.
I'd be ruling with an iron fist. I'd be like, y'all gonna stop complaining about crime.
Okay, here's the question then. Is that a conservative idea? Mm-hmm. It's more of a conservative idea?
For sure.
Yeah.
Because like that's another thing too, is like, do you know, so a sanctuary city is like, we're not going to cooperate with federal immigration. And basically what this means is that the city is not complying with federal law. So they could actually prevent a lot of funding to coming in, but basically that creates like an area where you're saying like, all right, federal law is pretty much not going to apply. So then, of course, that invites like pretty much crime, to happen.
Yeah, because like, oh, you guys don't allow this kind of shit going on outside of the state, but here they got rid of federal law.
Well, and two, like, if you want, you could literally arrest someone on like the most petty crime possible, like your light is out, and then you could be like, all right, well, this is getting turned over to the federal system, and then basically that person is totally removed from the community, assuming they were like not a good person, not a tax. If you like wanted to target them to get rid of them, then you could have like the resources of the federal government removing that from the society.
Oh shit!
Rather than even like the city having to spend the police and the judges and the prosecutor and everything, it's all federal. So then basically you're just like pulling out the worst segment of society all for free. You know what I mean? And then the federal government's having to take it. So by being like a sanctuary city, you're saying like we're not going to cooperate with the federal, and that would get rid of so many segments of like that. They get caught up in that, for example. But so that's like definitely a conservative type of and that's one thing. Like you look at the mayor, Tim Keller, is a Democrat, and Albuquerque itself is like very Democratic.
Yeah,
and New Mexico is because Albuquerque is
Albuquerque,
such a huge
biggest
population. You know what I mean? And so now though that it kind of fragmented to where like more conservative people live in Rio Rancho and more liberal people live in Albuquerque, you know what I mean? It's kind of balances it out a little bit more.
And in just this one area. That's crazy.
Right?
What's up? Fuck, there's no way I'm going to say that guy's name.
This is getting harder and harder, bro. Holy shit.
Nakrashi?
Nakrashi Pasha
of Egypt is assassinated by a member of the outlaw Muslim Brotherhood because of his failure to achieve victory in the war against Israel. Damn.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Shit, that's some crazy shit right there. The United States pays $120,000 to free 4 flyers convicted of espionage in Hungary. So wait, if they were convicted of espionage, they probably were doing it? I don't know. Probably. Right? What the fuck? Oh shit. Oil sales. Bears oil sales to, what is that?
Rhodesia.
Rhodesia. 1965, bro. In 1965.
These are super obscure.
These are actually more history facts than yesterday. What the fuck? 1968, Israel attacks an airport.
Check out Wikipedia, what it'll show on this day, because then it's going to get like super.
It does more
detail.
Kind of this shit too?
It'd be more in detail too.
Because once I just Google it, just like today in history, this is the first thing.
Check out Wikipedia.
This was the last one as well.
See, so this is saying nothing interesting happened since 1971.
On this day.
So nothing interesting on this day happened since 1971.
Yeah. You don't think that's you don't think that's true?
Bro, there's probably stuff that made history today alone, much less all the last 50 years. They're like, yeah, history's over. Well, there's nothing ever going to happen again. Everybody can go home.
So it'll just be Wikipedia today in history. Wikipedia.
Yeah, if you go to Wikipedia, just the homepage, it'll even show like on the right hand, they have like a little box that says in this day in history, and Proclamation Day.
I just want to see it go past. Okay, there's that. See, yeah, suicide bomber attacks Pakistan, causing 43 deaths. But that was in 2009, so yeah, you're right.
Hold on, watch. Click on this one. Because normally it does have even way more stuff. Just go to the home.
Why are you doing this?
Look. In the news. Oh, see, on this day. Here we go. Oh, I guess it was the same one stuff, but.
Yeah, see. That other one.
The last confirmed sighting of the now extinct hula. That bird?
Yeah. in New Zealand, on New Zealand's North Island. But so see, that's what kind of sucks too, is like they both have different facts of history. Mm-hmm. So like, why wouldn't that other website say this? This is kind of cool,
right?
Like that fucking bird.
That's pretty wild that they know like the last time something was cited too.
Yeah.
Like, how could they know that?
Well, that was Today in History, everybody. Today in History, that's what happened in the world. I need to learn how to read better. That's what happened in Today in History.
Today in History.
So we have one more segment for right now, and then we'll just fucking jump out of here. We already hit the hour, 20-minute mark.
Nice.
Hanging out. Go get some more, smoke a blunt or something. But this segment is called Rapid Fire.
Oh, rapid fire?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So what it is like I have a list of 25 words.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I'm going to say the word.
Okay.
And I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh, shit.
Okay. You don't have to say a word. Like I'm not going to say like ball, and you don't have to say kick. You can say anything. You can say like trying to run away. You know, you can say a phrase.
Oh, okay.
Because some people think that they have to say just one word,
yeah,
but you
like
don't have to.
Association.
Yeah, just whatever you think. The first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Well, like me, I need a couple of examples.
Well, no, that's not how it works. I'm just going to say the word, and
so
then
just one word?
Just one word.
Are they, what kind of words?
That's the beauty of rapid fire.
Oh, gosh.
All right, this is rapid fire, everybody.
All right, rapid fire.
Rapid fire is pretty fun, though.
We need like a machine gun sound.
Right? I don't have any gun sounds. I have a fucking thunder, maybe.
Thunder? Thunder would be good.
Rapid fire. That was pretty funny. Let's see if I can do it again.
What was that? That was...
Yeah, watch, ready? This is rapid fire. Get some rapid fire. What the fuck?
That's spooky now.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 25 words. All right, I'm going to say 25 words.
I thought 25 words was the first word association. You're like, 25 words. What do you think of when I say 25 words?
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Pizza.
Dion's.
Island.
Vacation.
Music.
Chilling, vibing, smoking.
Black.
Dress, fashion.
Trippy.
Trippy Red, the singer, and his teeth, how they're all daggered in one of them. Like, what the fuck?
Fast.
Paul Walker, Fast and the Furious.
Animal.
Aristotle said that we're rational animals, so humans being animals, basically.
Space.
Technology, Elon Musk.
Maze.
Like a corn maze during the holidays, during Halloween here in Albuquerque.
Army.
Like a campaign rally. Power, tanks, muscle.
Drugs.
Weed, smoking. Netflix specials.
Air.
People that vape or like, I need sweet air.
Pendulum.
Politics and how just the pendulum swinging. The passage of time.
Native American.
I don't want to drop any names.
Scar.
Lion King. Uncle Scar.
School.
Education, learning, going to school.
Magic.
The gathering and card game that I used to play when I was in middle school.
Computer.
Technology. Calculations.
Superhero.
This room. This wall.
Comedy.
Open mics. Journey, learning, making people laugh, hanging out.
Bleach.
Clean. Smell.
Fame.
Hollywood. Movies.
Ham water.
Like Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Ham water, like the bottom of the pan from cooking ham.
MuseMe
TV.
Yeah, that was
Shout out.
That was rapid fire, bro.
Shout out.
That's it. 25 words, and that I feel like it's like
a quiz.
It's a psychological test, because then whatever you say might be weird. Because I'm giving everybody that comes on the podcast from now on the same words.
Oh, the same words.
So whatever.
Bro, you know what though? That's not fair because they'll other people will watch it and they'll be prepared for it.
No, they won't.
So they'll be like, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna say."
No one knows about rapid fire.
Now they will.
No, dude. Nobody stayed for an hour and 20 minutes to watch this episode.
We had 7 people. Now we have 0.
Somebody said hi. What's up? I'm so bad at reading. Saith 77. Saith 77.
Is it Saith 77?
Saith 77. Highest. I think he's saying hi.
Oh,
but
what up?
Thank you for joining. We're here hanging out.
Shout out.
All the people that
Blaze it.
All the people that subscribed and followed. Thank you guys. We got 2. I got 2. So
hey, you gained 2 subscribers.
That was cool. Yeah, and those people.
And is anyone on Facebook?
What? Oh,
you shared it, right?
Yeah, I got a couple of likes and stuff on on the thing. So there's some people here hanging out. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining. Remember, guys, to follow, subscribe, turn on the notifications because I'm trying to do this all every fucking day.
Every day,
dude. I did one yesterday.
I'm trying to do my shows every day. You see how I'm doing that?
We got some shit going.
And bro, it's easier too just to get 2 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And bro, this is a legit spot.
That's what's up. So try to tune in tomorrow. We'll probably have another person in tomorrow. But I know
special guest.
I know Sunday we have some shit going on. Let's promote the show. We're doing a show tomorrow. Bluegrass Brewery, right? The Bluegrass Brewery.
Yeah, Bluegrass Hopper. Yeah.
Bluegrass Hopper. I don't know how to read the sign, obviously. Bluegrass. Now there you go, dude. Now you have shit to roast me on, bro. Be like, look at this dyslexic fucker up here. Hey, what does the sign say on hell?
I'm glad you made it here.
Yeah, can you?
I can't make fun of someone for not being able to fucking read. That's terrible, bro.
Dude,
that's
I want to be roasted for that shit.
I do like being roasted too, but man, sometimes it can get out of hand.
That's what we're here for,
bro. We're gonna have to start doing roast me shows where it'd be like the roast of Angel Lopez,
dude. Or like I said, I kind of want to do the idea of roast me. The show roast me, dude. All we need is just to have 6 people in the living room. They
had a roast, battles tonight. But I think too, it's like the roast me is much more informal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's more of a bunch of people sitting in a room making fun of each other instead of trying to appeal to an audience. We're not trying to appeal to any audience. We're just trying to talk shit about that person. And if people like what we're talking shit, then they'll like it. If they don't, then they don't. That's how the audience will build on that one.
If we get 6 comedians in Albuquerque together that all know each other's business and shit, that could get pretty crazy.
See, that's why I think it'll be fun. I think that's what people want to see. That. You guys want to see roast, right?
You want to see the tea, right, being spilled, right?
You want to see people cry. You want to see people get pissed.
I'm pissed, bro.
I'm pissed. Niko, where can they find you? What do you want them to look up? We got a new Facebook page. You got a new Facebook page you're managing now?
Yep. Niko's 505 Comedy Mixtape. Check us out on SoundCloud. 14 comments. Bro.
People have been talking.
We rolling. So check me out on Facebook, Joaquin Roybal.
Yeah.
MuseMe TV. Am I the first one to be invited back?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you've been back, and I'm glad. We're the first comedian to be back.
See, bro, you hadn't had one for like a little while before I came on.
Yeah.
And then it was like boom, boom, boom,
now
boom,
it's
boom.
back up again,
and
dude.
then I'm the first one to come back too.
The comedians.
You know what I mean?
Dude, the podcast is booming again. We got everything rolling. It's just...
So check out my podcast, and we're featuring Angel. We're gonna do some more. We're gonna do some more stuff, more videos.
Yeah, dude, we'll have more recordings, dude. We'll get that shit down too. Like, we just need to invest a little bit more. Oh, dude, that'll be sick. Like, I just wanted to set up webcams and shit.
Dude, that'll be different. And with the scenery where it cut to the audience and everything, we're gonna have to put up that video.
I'll show you now when we get off.
Okay,
I'll show you what it looks like and shit. But guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I'm gonna play out some kind of music, whatever the fuck this is.
Bob Marley.
That was stupid. At least this is like guitar wise or something. I just need to put some more better fucking shit on here. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. Make sure to check us out. We'll be back tomorrow. MuseMe TV, everybody. Peace.
Smash that like button.
Right, they say smash.
Yeah, smash. They like smash these